Sugar City Morning Show. We're transmitting live from Nortevision Channel 10 here in the beautiful village of Orange Walk, of Trial Farm, right smack adjacent to the boundary with the town. We are located on San Lorenzo Road and right in front of IT Vet. And we're sending greetings to all our audience who watches us from Corozal to Toledo, from Benque all the way to San Pedro. Good morning, buenos días. ¿Cómo se encuentran? Ojalá y todo esté bien. Y yo siempre digo que aunque tengamos quejas y que tengamos situaciones difíciles, lo último lo único que nos queda es muchas veces la esperanza. Pero la esperanza viene cuando tienes fe por algo mejor. Así que si no tienes fe, entonces simplemente estás perdido. Pero cuando tienes fe, la fe da confianza y la fe da esperanza de que algún día se mejorarán las cosas. Por eso, cada día le agradezco a mi Creador, a mi Padre, a mi Dios, y cada día lo recuerdo y le digo gracias por todo, porque es mi fe que me mantiene atento y me mantiene vivo. Gracias, Padre, por todas tus bendiciones. Gracias por la vida, la salud, las fuerzas que nos das a todos, a mí, a mis familiares, a mis compañeros de trabajo, a mis amistades, a todos que se unen a esta oración, a este momento. Muchas gracias, Padre, por todo. Te pido que continúes bendiciéndonos, que nos des sabiduría, que nos des serenidad, que nos des valor, que nos des paciencia, mucha paciencia, y que podamos ser nosotros más humildes. Humildad, porque con la humildad se permite hacer lo que tú quieres hacer, Padre. Quieres que hagamos. Te pido como siempre para aquellas personas que están pasando por tiempos difíciles, emocionalmente, espiritualmente y físicamente. Aquellos que han perdido un ser querido, aquellos que están enfermos, aquellos que están deprimidos. Ayúdalos, Padre, confórtalos, sánalos. En particular a los niños, a los ancianos y a aquellos que tienen verdaderamente una necesidad. Te pido, Padre, Te pido, Padre, que continúes bendiciéndonos y que hoy tengamos un bonito día. Te alabamos, te glorificamos y te bendecimos tu nombre siempre. It's exactly 4 minutes after 7 o'clock if you've just joined us. This is the Sugar City Morning Show. We're transmitting live from Nortevision Channel 10 here in Trial Farm, Orange Walk. And up next is the general weather forecast. I beg your pardon. Today is the 10th of April, and Tuesday the 10th of April, and the general situation, a moderate east to southeasterly airflow prevails. The 24-hour forecast, mostly sunny today, with isolated showers and the chance of isolated thunderstorms inland this afternoon. Then cloudy at times tonight and tomorrow morning with a few showers or isolated thunderstorms, especially south. Now, a lot of people in the afternoon tell me, you never say it may rain this afternoon. But like I said, it doesn't say exactly where it's going to rain. We're going to be having thunderstorms. It just very simply says inland. The conditions are there. The conditions are there for it to develop, for the thunderstorm to develop. Where exactly, the meteorology officers don't know. You'll have to actually be on Doppler radar to see and to follow through on the cloud formation so that you can actually see the clouds, the humidity and the when it's raining, but like I said, forecasts early in the morning tell you of the possibility of isolated showers inland. They occur someplace, they occur maybe in the mountains or the highlands or the hills, whatever. But up here, we haven't had any. Maybe a sprinkle. The winds east-southeast at 10 to 20 knots. The sea stayed choppy to moderate. Temperatures along the coast, a maximum of 88 degrees Fahrenheit, a low of 80. Inland, 93 degrees. We're going up to 93 degrees. I think on Monday it was 96 degrees. So today isn't going to be as warm as yesterday. 93 degrees with a low of 70. And in the hills, very comfortable at 83 degrees Fahrenheit and 67 degrees as a low. The outlook for tomorrow, Wednesday, and Wednesday night is for a few showers mostly south, along with the chance of afternoon thunderstorms inland. A high tide occurred just about 3 minutes ago, at 3 minutes after 7. A low tide this afternoon at 22 minutes after midday, after 12. A second high tide at 9 minutes before 6 this evening, and the second low tide tomorrow morning at 18 minutes after 1. The sun rose this morning at 20 minutes before 6, and the sun sets this afternoon at 7 minutes, this evening at 7 minutes after 6. I knew it, that there was an error in yesterday's forecast, or because they had some information that the sun had risen shortly after 6. And I read it out, but I was very, very, very doubtful about that, because I know that we are past the spring equinox and the sun rises way before 6. The sun sets at 7 minutes after 6. The moon will set this afternoon at 21 minutes before 2 this afternoon, and the moon will rise tomorrow morning at 43 minutes after 2, or 17 minutes before 3, but that is until tomorrow morning. Thank you, forecaster Michelle Smith, for this information. Compañeros, un gran gusto saludarles. Ahora el reporte del estado del tiempo en español para aquellas personas de habla hispana. Un gran gusto saludarles hoy por la mañana, y aquí está el reporte del tiempo. Un flujo de aire moderado proveniente del este y sureste está controlando nuestro clima. Recuerden que a esta época un sistema de alta presión se desarrolla en el Atlántico, pero es súper fuerte. Y entonces esto genera, porque el sistema de aire de alta presión, circula como el reloj. Entonces todas las bandas, desde el centro hasta donde estamos nosotros aquí en el Caribe, pues el flujo de aire es como el reloj. Así que nosotros que estamos aquí, esta punta en la península de Yucatán, conseguimos el viento a esta época del este-sudeste, y no estamos bajo la influencia de ningún frente de frío ni nada de eso que pudiera cambiarlo. Así que hoy estará soleado, mucho sol, con la posibilidad de chubascos aislados, y también existe la posibilidad de tormenta que esté desarrollando hoy por la tarde. Como dije hace un momento, las condiciones están presentes para que se forme la tormenta, pero no define dónde ni cuándo habrán las tormentas, y tormenta aislada, no por decir lluvias intensas con mucha trueno. Bueno, una tormenta aislada y ¡puf!, se va a otro lado. Eso, como dije, las condiciones están propicias para que lo tengamos, pero y sucede, pero no aquí en el norte, no aquí en el pueblo de Orinjoc, sucede quizás por lo general en las montañas y por las colinas. Esto es posible que suceda hoy por la tarde como dije, no define dónde. Luego, nublado por momentos hoy por la noche y mañana por la mañana con algunos chubascos o tormentas aisladas, pero especialmente en el sur del país. Así que no dice nada del norte, pero existe la posibilidad de que tengamos un chubasquito que nos refresque. Es posible. No enteramente probable, pero posible. Los vientos del este y sudeste de 10 a 20 nudos. El estado del mar agitado moderado. Temperaturas por la costa, compañeros. Vamos a subir a 88 grados, o van a subir 88 grados por la costa. Y bajan a 80 grados como una mínima. Eso es por la costa y por las islas. En el interior del país, 93 grados y como una máxima y 70 como una mínima. Y por las colinas únicamente 83 grados como una máxima y 67 como una mínima. Se espera que mañana miércoles y miércoles por la noche tengamos unos chubascos, pero más que nada en el sur del país, y existe la posibilidad de nuevo de que tengamos tormentas aisladas en el interior del país. ¿Ok? Una marea alta sucedió hace momentos a las 7:03. Una marea baja hoy a mediodía más 22 minutos. Una segunda marea alta a las 6:09. Y una segunda marea baja mañana a la 1 de la madrugada con 18 minutos. El sol salió hoy a las 6:20 y el sol se oculta hoy a las 6:07. La luna se oculta, porque todavía está fuera, a las 2:21 hoy por la tarde, y sale de nuevo mañana por la madrugada a las 3:17. Muchas gracias, Forecaster Michelle Smith, por esta información, y también a nuestros patrocinadores, al honorable Gaspar Vega, al señor German Vega, al señor Eduardo Vega del Benque, también a Derek Gillett y a Marie Gillett de Gillett's Meat Shop, también Belize Marketing and Development Corporation, Telemedia, y también a Government of Belize Information Service, Press Office. De corazón, muchas gracias. Es algunas de las entidades que nos apoyan fuertemente con sus anuncios. Y compañeros, si es que estás cumpliendo años hoy, que la pases muy, muy bien. Hoy es un día muy especial. Hoy es el 10 de abril y hace 52 años tuve el gran lujo de tener un hermanito. Mickey, hoy es tus cumpleaños, hoy es tu birthday. Hoy 10 de abril naciste un domingo de resurrección. Y todos decían, pobrecito. Pero ha sido un amor toda tu vida. Para nosotros eres el centro de amor para nosotros, porque aún a tus 52 años, pues con tu enfermedad siempre nos llenas de amor y de mucha felicidad. De corazón te deseo todo lo mejor. Muchas bendiciones, mucha salud, muchas fuerzas, y ojalá y pudieras comer el pastel para que lo goces. Y me uno con toda la familia para desearte hoy también. De lo que entiendo, mi sobrina debe tener un bebé hoy durante el curso del día, así que vamos a ver qué nos trae el día de hoy. Compañeros, vamos a una pausa. Son las 7:15. Estaremos de vuelta con ustedes tan pronto estos anuncios. No se vayan.
When it comes to running my business, I have to ensure that my office is always connected and that my service is the best. This is exactly what I need from my internet provider at my home also. That's why I chose Diginet. It's fast, reliable, and most importantly, it's affordable. With Diginet, I get a reliable connection plus 6 gigabytes free mobile data each month to use while I'm on the go, all for just $99. This is big savings for me. Diginet gives me the edge I need to take my business to the next level, right from home. Visit your nearest BTL office to find out more about Diginet and how you can save, just like me.
Now available in San Pedro, Northside Belize City, Ladyville, and Belmopan. Coming soon to Orange Walk.
Notice the residents of rural communities in Orange Walk and Corozal districts. If you value your health and your children's health, you will dispose of your garbage only at approved sites. The disposal of garbage at any other location is illegal, and if caught, you can be fined up to $5,000. If you don't get caught, you can still suffer health impacts caused by these illegal sites, because illegal dump sites harbor pests such as rodents, possums, and mosquitoes that carry diseases. These can transmit those diseases to you and your children. In addition, the garbage you throw away illegally can contaminate water bodies near your community, the same water bodies you might use for recreation or other purposes. Only with your help can the Department of Environment ensure that Belize's development is safe for present and future generations. You can also contact your local village councils or Belize Solid Waste Management Authority for more information. The Department of Environment thanks you for your help.
Maintaining steadiness, consolidating stability, advancing growth.
Our priorities for the budget, fiscal year 2018-2019, are to continue to provide resources for investments in physical infrastructure, mainly roads and bridges, for education and health, for poverty alleviation, and for citizen security and defense. Mr. Speaker, I repeat, we grasp the nettle with both hands. We rise to meet the challenges, and we will overcome them. This year's budget is structured accordingly, and there therefore can and will be no retreat from our signature pro-poor policies. No retreat from Boost and Food Pantry, no retreat from the apprenticeship program, no retreat from the high school subsidies, no retreat from the payment by GOB for students' CXC exams, no retreat from the funding of the second chance opportunities, no retreat from tuition assistance, no retreat from the plethora of full scholarships, no retreat from the construction of new classrooms, no retreat from new rural water supply systems, health posts, and hospitals, certainly in San Pedro, which we hope to fund from a public-private mix, and also from PG. That's the next priority.
The government of Belize, moving Belize forward.
The sunny days are here, and whether it's for a picnic or in your kitchen, you need the meat. Gillette's Meat Chop proudly offers a variety of juicy cuts such as processed meats, ham, bacon, salami, longaniza, and sugar cure ham, just to mention a few. Enjoy our meats in beef, pork, and mutton. So for that healthy cut your family enjoys, visit us at number 18 San Antonio Road in Orange Walk from Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 12 p.m. and 1:30 p.m. to 6 p.m. Saturdays, 7 a.m. to 12:30 and 3 to 5 p.m. Sundays, 8 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. Place your orders at 322-3486 or 322-2175 or even 610-4061. Send us an email at derekgillett31@gmail.com. Gillette's Meat Chop, fresh and processed meats.
Ay, qué rico.
Everybody wants a clean and healthy family. That's why they purchase the best food products and the cleansing materials. This time, we give you a bigger size of La Costeña products like the mouth-watering fried beans and the pasta sauce. And surely for your clean laundry, we have the breathtaking aroma of Ensueño Max Suavitel. Even your visitors will ask what you clean your floors and restrooms with. And you can boast it is the variety of Pinol products and Sultan Muriatic acid now in 900 milliliters. And much more for the best prices only at German Vega and Sons Imports. We serve you at number 5 San Antonio Road, Orange Walk Town. You can even call us at 322-3625 or 322-2672. Or you can even send us a fax at 322-2571 or email us at germanvega@btl.net. German Vega and Sons Limited, because we care for you.
Why go anywhere else on vacation when an unforgettable experience awaits you right here in your own backyard? Explore southern Belize, home to the Cacao Trail, the historically rich Maya, and our illustrious southern heritage. Satisfy your sweet tooth with a cacao tour, relax by the river, or enjoy a basket weaving demonstration. Stop in for some delicious southern food. Come and enjoy some good old-fashioned southern hospitality. Belize, where you can discover how to be a Belizean traveler.
Welcome back to the Sugar City Morning Show. It is exactly 23 minutes after 7 o'clock. It is my pleasure to welcome Mr. Robert Checky Usher. Good morning, Checky, and welcome. How are you doing this morning?
I'm fine, my brother. And you?
I'm doing quite well, actually. Very good.
Yeah.
God has blessed us with, at least me and seemingly you, with good health and strength to come and to work for Willie Money.
Yes, but talking about work, I want to say hello to the guys that are working outside, the guys that are working this fiber optic line. I believe they are from, some of them are from Venezuela. They're working this big project with Belize Telemedia right now.
Telecom, yes.
Yeah, and you see these guys working every day, pa. It look like only Good Friday they never work. But they work every day apart from that, so I want to commend them. And I believe this project that Telemedia is taking on, like they say, the bigger, better network is to give a better service to their customers. So I want to say hello to the guys that are working. And well, I ask them people to drive. Sometimes these persons are working on the highway and they have their little area blocked off, you know. So we ask them to drive carefully because then people are right there so they work, you know. If, you know, by chance they drive fast, you know, can't take the curve, you might just knock into them and maybe you might hurt them. So we're asking you all to cooperate with them.
Exactly. So, but I want to join along with you in commending the type of work that these people are doing, because at the end of the day, let me tell you that they not only work from early and work arduously, but they work fast, and they're very diligent. And we notice things, and we have a whooping amount when we see it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And they don't sit down and stand up and watch and talk about Tarawan and talk about this one lady and Tarawan lady, and we don't hear that.
6 o'clock we going to work on them and done the work already?
Yes, after 6, they're done up on the street.
Yeah, and they have a big crew too, you know, pa?
Yes, they do. And I understand that if you're on contract, you want to finish it early, but hey, the thing is, at the end of the day, we have to give them kudos when we see whoever it is. It could be from Venezuela, Bangladesh, Nigeria, whoever, Belize, any place. As long as we see that you have courage and the determination and the spirit to work from quite very early and to do the best that you can, then, you know, that is a commendable thing. And I think that at the end of the day, that's all we're saying. Kudos to all the people who are there.
Yeah, yeah. So we are getting to discussion in a short while, Emmanuel, but I'll try to see if I can get Delvi so that we can.
Yes, we can. She can inspire us.
Yep.
For the beginning of this segment. Let's see how we do that.
Yeah. So it's a pleasant, beautiful Tuesday morning, and I'll forget this time that Tuesday, because we can't forget because we got Delvi on the line. Hello. Good morning, Delvi.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Emmanuel.
How is your morning, Delvi?
So good, thanks God.
Okay.
Alive and kicking and blessed.
Yeah, I love this picture that you have here on your page.
Oh, thank you. That was in Kikaka over the East Vacation.
Oh, that's Kikaka. Okay. Well,
Yes.
how is back to school so far?
Well, so far so good. You know, we were greeted yesterday with an outbreak of measles here in our school. So,
Oh, okay.
but apart from that, yes,
Yeah.
it's spreading. That's ministry sent out a note for parents to, take watch of their kids.
But that is contagious. Am I right?
It is. Yes, it is
It is
contagious.
very
It's
contagious.
a contagious virus. Spread through sneezing or coughing.
No sneeze this morning, Emmanuel.
I don't have any means.
Well, I want to sneeze
Do
though.
you know, Delvi, if you've caught it, can you catch it again?
I am not certain, I don't know if it's similar to the chicken pox. I am not sure.
Or what about the chicken pox? Can you get it once you? Because I know that the virus is latent in your system.
Yes.
And that's how we.
Once you catch it,
Once you catch like chicken pox, the virus becomes latent in your system, and then, although you're not showing any signs of the disease, whatever immunological deficiency or weakness you go through, then it manifests itself all over again through shingles or some sort of variant of the virus like herpes simplex or something like that.
So, what is the advice to the parents out there if their children has this measles? Measles, is it?
Yeah.
measles, yes. One, they're encouraging parents to have their children vaccinated.
That's right.
Because some parents, I guess, they don't follow up with their vaccination record of their children, so they're advising them to do that. And if they see their child with like runny red eyes and runny nose and coughing and sneezing, they said to immediately take them to the clinic or the doctor.
But then again, don't you get a skin condition with the measles?
Yes.
You get
There's
rash.
an outbreak of rash.
So,
Yes, there's rash.
so if they have this points that you're saying, are they for school? Are they advised to keep their children home? Or they
Yes.
still send them to school?
Yes,
No.
to avoid spreading. To avoid spreading, because children interact with each other. So when they go to school, they're going to want to play with friends, and that's how it passes.
Yes.
That's how it passes. I was reading up a bit on it yesterday, so
So
they advise the parents to keep their children at home.
so it's only the children that's been affected right now?
Well, so far we had one case in our school, and the child was sent home. So I believe it's mostly in children. Right now, I'm not sure if adults can catch it. I believe adults can catch
That
it.
was a good question, because it somehow or the other answers the question that I had. Because if it was something which you can catch over and over again, then it would be as prevalent in adults as it is in children. But because
In children, right.
exactly, so but a lot of people would say, tell you what, you need, if you catch it, you better catch it from a small. But that's just perhaps some sort of justification. But at the end of the day, obviously, if you don't have to go through all the problems of catching of measles and German measles, I caught one time, which was, I had a bout with that when I was very small.
Yeah. So if they take the vaccine, they might not have the probability of catching the measles?
Yes.
Right, it lessens the chance of them catching it, yes.
Okay, so parents, vaccine time for the
fine.
kids.
Yes.
But so always say, be on the lookout. But we're anxious to listen to your inspiration for the day.
Yes, I know we got carried away with what it's all good.
Oh no, that's all good.
I have this one entitled Teach Them Well. Teach our children well.
Them well.
Be good, we tell the children, and they can't find the parents at home after school. Go to school and be smart. And at home, sometimes parents are calling the children worthless fools. But children grow up to be adults, and then the tables are turned. They will teach what they know. They will share what they learn. Look in their little eyes and bless them. Remind them that they are loved. Even if they only eat beans and tortillas, teach them to be thankful and to give thanks to God above. Hold their little hands and guide them. Age 18 doesn't mean they're all grown. That is when they need you most, making their way on their own. Don't leave them when they're fallen. They will learn to stand upright. Never give up on them. A bit of tough love never took any of us out of life's fight. Show them what you mean and mean what you show. Train a child in the way that he or she should go. For when they are old, they will not depart from it. The Lord they will come to know.
Oh, I like that. I like that. That is the reversal of roles. In other words, parent, child, and then this child becomes a parent, and so on and so on and so on and so on. So the message is practice what you preach. Teach them well. Because at the end of the day, you can't tell them do something, and then you do exactly the opposite.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So
and that's confusion.
Yes. So your point is taken, Delvi. Thank you very much for that lovely poem.
Thank you too. Have a great day.
Want me to read that poem, Delvi?
Yes, Mr. Jackie.
I feel like I'm going to look right into an exercise book.
I know. I could imagine.
But yes, man. Feel so close, you know.
When you going to read that poem, Delvi? Delvi?
I don't know.
Yes, I'm right here.
You don't know where I'm going.
You were something about that.
I was imagining biting into the tart.
Oh my, okay, I have to remind Miss Betty to make some more.
Why, you know how forgetting? Thanks very much.
Alright, thank you. Have a good day.
Let's go now.
I know I've been talking all the time.
I know how you start, because you done me the same. You done. Miss Betty, this boy had a complaint about the tart. You know what he said? He looked like I get 6 and he get 5. But he never complained about how it tastes. It tastes good, but the two of us get the same thing.
He lied, Miss Betty. I never said no.
Well, what you said about the tart?
I said that they were delicious.
Okay, I want to have some more.
Yes. And then I had 4. And then Maurice strung one from me.
Oh, damn.
So I only eat 3 and I don't feel comfortable with that.
Say one more.
Yes.
I got Miss Betty number when I put in one order. Make we go for a break, then when we come back, we have this situation with this release and this tour with this Guatemala president. They do that. Pretend when I read some of the inserts from that.
We'll take that quick break, and we'll be right back.
Freshly extracted local honey, perfect for today's dessert. And these locally produced onions, they are just the right size for my popular onion rings and hamburgers. And these cuts of sheep lamb, also grown locally, are just perfect for my succulent barbecue. When I think about my family's health, I buy local products first. After all, they are fresh and healthier. And if you do the same, you're shaping a brighter future for your community, your family, and yourself as local spending circles back to you. Remember, when you buy local products, you are building a better Belize. This message is proudly sponsored by the Food and Agriculture Organization, European Union, Ministry of Agriculture, and Belize Marketing and Development Corporation.
Buster. They see you and know you're living. Always a star. Yes, you live in color to the limit. Large and in charge. Yes, that's why you rock with Buster. Fresh in range, a colorful flavors. Always a star, never the audience. You run things never run yours. Yes, you are the life of it, not just a part of it. Your life is never black and white. Live in full color. Buster.
Residents of Dangriga now have their very own brand new modernized multi-purpose complex, compliments of the government of Belize. This $3.5 million investment in the cultural capital will host sporting events, cultural events, and shows, and can double as a hurricane shelter. Features include seating for 1,000, a fully FIBA certified wooden court, locker rooms with full bathrooms, a stage and changing rooms backstage, concession stands, office space, and ample parking. The government of Belize, moving Belize forward.
A fast and reliable internet connection is crucial to the success of any business. That's why we at Pink Boutique chose DigiNet. Not only is it affordable, but it is service we can depend on to keep our business running 24/7. Plus, our DigiNet business plan allows us to stay ahead of the competition. For only $99, we get a dependable fiber connection at super fast speeds. Visit your nearest BTL office and ask about how DigiNet can enhance your business today.
Now available in San Pedro, Northside Belize City, Ladyville, and Belmopan. Coming soon to Orange Walk.
The Philip Goldson Highway between Belize City and the Philip Goldson International Airport is getting a major facelift to the tune of $31.5 million. Section B of the highway upgrading project between Haulover Bridge and the Buttonwood Bay Boulevard roundabout is underway at an investment of $21 million. Works consist of the full rehabilitation of the road to paved standard, which includes the widening of the road to 4 lanes, lined sidewalks and drains, wide shoulders, median, and parking, plus a bus lane at designated sections of the road. LED road lighting will be installed along with road safety features such as signs, reflectors, and road markings. The project will also facilitate in the improvement of underground infrastructure for the public utility companies. The government of Belize, moving Belize forward.
6 cylinders to pure potential and better performance.
It looks like it vibrates. You think it could be the horsepower?
With a quart of oil and the calibration of the injectors, it will start to get the watchers again on the street.
We take a motor to its optimal level. We speak machine, Rush France, making the world function. Authorized agent, German Vega & Sons. Telephone number 322-3625. Email germanvega@btl.net.
Welcome back to the Sugar City Morning Show. It is exactly 20 minutes before 8 o'clock. Buenos días, si nos acabas de sintonizar. Y bienvenidos de vuelta al Sugar City Morning Show. Son las 8 menos 20 minutos. Aquí deseándote todo lo mejor para el día de hoy. Mucho éxito en todo lo que hagas. Y recordándote de que cuando haces las cosas bien, sin que nadie te esté pidiendo o jarreando, como dicen, debes de sentir un sentido de sentirte muy bien sobre lo que hiciste. Es más, no lo hagas por nadie, sino hazlo por ti. Sentirte bien, porque eso es tu trabajo. Hacer lo mejor que puedas con lo que tienes es simplemente una clave muy importante. ¿Okay? Una nota muy importante. Que muchas veces la gente se pone a quejar y a quejar porque a mí no me dieron esto, porque yo no puedo hacer esto. No, deja de quejarte, por el amor de Dios. Simplemente haz lo mejor que tú puedas con lo que tienes.
That's right.
That's
do
very,
what
very
you got.
important.
And don't worry about what others got.
Exacto. No compares. No compares. Pero por lo general nuestro propio egoísmo dice, y es como ellos, y como él. Pues eso es él, eso no eres tú.
And what you have, that person will have.
Okay. Pero este fin de semana debe haber un referendo, una votación en Guatemala. Debe de haber.
Yeah, should, because many times they don't put dates and then.
Es un referendo y es para saber si es que el pueblo de Guatemala están de acuerdo con llevar el caso Belice-Guatemala, el diferendo, a la Corte Internacional de Justicia. Y aquí en Belice no lo tenemos programado hasta para, digamos, el otro año. En realidad, compañeros, debió de suceder esto simultáneamente. Debió de suceder en tal forma que los dos países vamos a las urnas el mismo día a decidir esto. Pero tal sucede de que Guatemala fue el primer país que dijo, no lo puedo tener, estoy pensando si es que pudiera tenerlo yo en una fecha distinta. Y ahí empezaron los problemitas, por decir. Entonces, hasta cierto punto, debo decirles de que fue algo conveniente para Belice. Te estarás preguntando, bueno, ¿y qué? ¿Por qué? Pues es simple. Vamos a considerar el factor económico. Vamos a considerar la cantidad de dinero que necesitas gastar cuando tienes este tipo de actividad. Una simple elección con todo lo que es la preparación de la gente, del personal, la logística que tiene que estar necesita estar en lugar, todo eso es costoso, tiene un costo, porque al final del día, mientras que tengas a alguien trabajando en tus listas, en esto, el otro, hay un costo agregado a eso. El problema se acentúa, no el problema, pero la situación queda más fuerte cuando es un referendo, porque sobre todo tienes la responsabilidad de informarle a tu gente para que la gente en torno tome una decisión informada, una decisión buena, una buena decisión. Así que se le tiene que agregar esa cantidad de costo de las campañas educacionales, las campañas donde se va pueblo por pueblo, teniendo juntas e informándole a la gente y teniendo discusiones con la gente. Así que, regresando al punto, si Guatemala lo quiere hacer antes, problema de ellos, que lo hagan. Pero la situación es de que los dos países, tanto Guatemala como Belice, necesitan votar sí para que se lleve este asunto a la Corte Internacional de Justicia. Si un país vota no, o sí, perdón, un país vota no y el otro vota sí, no puede ir a la Corte. Los dos países tienen que estar de acuerdo votando sí para que esto se lleve a cabo. Al punto donde voy, compañeros, es que si la gente de Guatemala vota no, entonces, ¿para qué Belice tiene que gastarse millones y millones de dólares en un referendo si al final del día no va a ir a ningún lado? ¿Ya me entiendes?
Ya, pero tenemos que estar claro en eso también, Emmanuel, para la gente sepa que Belice no está llevando a Guatemala a la corte y Guatemala no está llevando a Belice a la corte, porque unas gentes piensan así.
Ah, no, eso es una opinión equivocada. Esto es simplemente una... Esto nació luego de que se dieron cuenta todos los diplomáticos y la gente y los gobiernos y todo de que la situación de Belice y Guatemala ya se habían cansado, ya habían usado todos los medios posibles para tratar de asentar el problema. Ya habían usado negociaciones, pláticas, diplomacia, bueno, todo tipo de cosas para tratar de resolver el problema Guatemala-Belice. ¿Ok? Pero después de tantos años, nada de esto había funcionado. Entonces se dijo, ok, pues si esto no puede funcionar y al final del día queremos ver un fin a este problema, entonces, ¿por qué no vamos a la corte? Y asentamos esto. Entonces, la gente, algunas personas empezaron a gritar, no, porque no tenemos que ir a la corte. Porque Belice es nuestro y es problema de Guatemala. Bueno, eso es muy cierto, pero eso no cancela el problema que tenemos y vamos a tener que vivir el resto de nuestra vida pasándole el problema a nuestros hijos y a nuestros nietos irresponsablemente cuando hoy en día podemos asentar el asunto de una vez por todas. ¿Por qué digo asentar el asunto una vez por todas, Chequi? Porque pues mi hermano fue jefe de negociaciones para el asunto Belice-Guatemala. Y siempre al frente de todas las negociaciones y siempre me confiaba y me decía, ¿sabes qué? Belice no tiene nada que perder. Absolutamente nada que perder. Porque ya platicamos con tal persona. Y ya platicamos con esta otra persona. Y ya platicamos con esta otra persona. Todos jueces anteriores de la Corte Internacional de Justicia que nos dicen claramente, Belice va a ganar el caso. Pero vamos a tomar esto. Sugar City Morning Show, buenos días.
Belice no tiene que ver nada con Guatemala, pero como Guatemala tiene que revolver viene a buscar el pescado, viene a buscar todo para ellos lo llevan y uno no puede conseguir nada. ¿Qué está pasando así? Uno no puede ir y uno siendo beliceño.
Tienes un buen punto ahí, porque al final
nosotros beliceños debíamos de ir allá y no nos dejan entrar. ¿Qué es eso?
Es cierto, muy cierto. Ok, muy cierto. Yo no estoy a punto de defender ninguna decisión de parte de ningún ministro de Relaciones Exteriores ni nada, pero estoy de acuerdo contigo con decirte que simplemente si el Sarstún es la frontera y que la mitad del río es Belice y la otra mitad es Guatemala, entonces nosotros debemos tener acceso a la nuestra mitad. Sugar City Morning Show, buenos días.
Mire, cuando entran allá en el forestal, entran a buscar oro, entran a buscar ganado, todas cosas de uno. Y uno sí entra ahorita la policía. ¿Sí?
Entonces, ¿cómo usted ve la situación de ir a la Corte Internacional como una forma de terminar todo este problema?
Yo no sé cómo Guatemala dice que Belice es de él. Yo no sé quién los vendió o qué pasó.
Aquí está justamente el problema. La gente no sabe. No, bueno, aquí tenemos, hay necesidad de informar y educar a la gente para que puedan tomar una... Señora, muchas gracias por su llamada.
But you mentioned when you were speaking a while ago, Emmanuel, in your presentation, is that Belize should be going around in different communities, different towns. I hope they hit all the villages there as well to inform people and educate people what this is all about. Like the lady mentioned about the SARS tool, but that is one of the issues why we need to go to the ICJ, because the people keep on bullying every day and every day.
Exactly. That's exactly the question that I asked her. How do you view this problem relative to going to the ICJ? Because if we do have a definitive pronouncement from the ICJ, then Guatemala will be held responsible for upholding the decision. Now, nobody could guarantee 100% that the court is going to rule in such a way.
Yeah, nobody can guarantee
that. But however, we are heavily encouraged by the amount of people, learned people, no cualquier tonto y, perdón, no puedo usar la palabra aquí, pero Belice ha invertido miles y miles de dólares yendo a distintas organizaciones y abogados y anteriores jueces de las cortes a presentarles nuestro problema. Dicen, mira, aquí está nuestro problema.
Yeah, these are the things that cause big disputes in countries. You might wonder why Kuwait and Iraq made a fight the last time. What happened is, right after that, Belize, it's almost the same scenario, but it's just that Belize are not retaliating with the Guatemalan force.
Pues claramente lo dijo. Clearly, Mr. Arrington said it yesterday. And sometimes you wonder, and sometimes you want to bat Mr. Arrington in the head. Because he's too soft.
He's too easy on this issue.
He's too easy. But then again, yesterday I had a change of heart, and I go like, maybe you're right, Mr. Arrington. Maybe you're right, because we are not in a position to have a confrontation with Guatemala. Guatemala has been provoking us all the while.
That's what they're doing.
Provoking us on it.
Because I remember one time your late brother told me, Emmanuel, he said, you know what, Checky, you could have a meeting with these people today, and this is set this way. And 2 hours after that, when they come out, they look, they change their mind already. They change their mind. So
they are like that. They are like that. I can confirm what he told you, because he told me the same thing. He says I can't trust them.
Yeah, he said they are not to be trusted. So
I cannot trust them.
This thing with this Sarsoon thing, I know them people down that PG and so they want to go there because, okay, this stuff we go. But then you have to look on the circumstances of what is happening there. We have the FO, the forward operating base with the BDF today, but the Guatemalans, they still go around it, but BDF to the try cause no confrontation to start one war.
So, exactly.
It has to be solved peacefully.
Peacefully. So, in an answer to what the lady said, like what Carol said, we have a bare patient.
Yeah.
Very simply.
Tal vez puedes explicar bien, Emmanuel, like if you have one land, right? And between that land they have one little walkway. But and then people they walk through that walkway, but then you they personally claim that walkway that for them, but you say no, but my grandpa may have the fence here, but just because it may broke, then they don't want to leave it. But that for we, I want to start a fight about that. The only way to solve that if you go to court.
Yes.
Because if you not solve if you go to court, then you cause murderation. It happened in Belize already.
And then the worst situation when the old man said, one of the sides said, but me don't have to go to court because I know that piece of me. Which in like Belize saying, we don't have to go to court, some people say, because we know what is. But then, remember that Belize does not live alone.
That's right.
We're not the only country in the world, in this world. We have neighbors, and one of our very own neighbors does not respect our boundaries, does not respect our frontiers, does not respect our independence. So how do you deal with that? Do you deal with that just by shutting an eye and saying, que vayan? No, tenemos que ser responsables y decir, vamos a terminar por esta cosa una vez por todas, pero lo vamos a hacer bien. Por eso es de que se ha invertido mucho dinero en tratar de decir, ok, antes que vayamos a la corte, vamos a ver qué es la posibilidad de que nosotros ganemos este caso. Animados, compañeros, por la positividad de todos los jueces, que nos dice, vayan a la corte, no van a perder. Esto y esto y esto. Yo les pudiera traer libro tras libro tras libro que me pertenecía a mi hermano, donde reporte tras reporte tras reporte, donde decía a Belice, adelante, vayan a la Corte Internacional de Justicia, porque Belice se va a ganar este caso. Guatemala no tiene nada que ganar. A Guatemala le conviene que cerremos este caso también, compañeros.
Emmanuel,
quizás están muy conscientes que pudieran ganar, pudieran perder, pero eso no lo pueden decir a la gente. Está en una situación bastante precaria, por el amor de Dios. Yo con mi Bogotá. Pero, eso es prefieren los políticos decir que sea la corte que lo decida, pero no yo. Porque si el presidente dice esto y tal y tal y tal, es capaz que maten a ese presidente o maten a ese ministro, porque así son las cosas en esos países.
When it comes to the western part of our country, the western border, the Guatemalans, they know exactly where their border point is. That's why they have a border point entry to Melchor de Mencos, which is the entry to Guatemala. When you go there, they have two lines. They have one entry to Guatemala, or catch the line when you're going in, and next one say leaving Guatemala, exit Guatemala. So that they show it right there, so that's their point. That is their point. That's why they put them border there, or else the border may have their way to Belmopan. You get me? But we have to take one break and we have to come back because we understand the man with on tour in a Petén and some things were said. I want to share that with you all.
Vamos a una pausa, compañeros, como el señor Cheque sugirió, y vamos a estos anuncios comerciales y estaremos de vuelta con ustedes. Son exactamente las 8 de la mañana. Estaremos de vuelta con ustedes tan pronto esos anuncios.
Prácticas en la cosecha de caña de azúcar. Es recomendable realizar la cosecha en el momento ideal, cuando la caña de azúcar ya está madura. Así va a recuperar la mayor cantidad de azúcar con la mejor calidad. Existen varios métodos para determinar la madurez y calidad de la caña a ser cosechada. Síntomas visuales para determinar la madurez de la caña de azúcar son: las hojas se vuelven amarillas y se secan. Se reduce el número de hojas activas a 5 hojas o a menos. Los entrenudos de la parte superior se acortan. En algunas variedades tempraneras, la floración es un indicador de madurez. Midiendo el Brix del tallo para calcular el índice de madurez, es decir, para asegurar si la caña ya está madura. El Brix del jugo en la caña de azúcar tiende a equilibrarse a lo largo del tallo, una vez que llega a su madurez fisiológica. Con un refractómetro de mano se toma la muestra. El brick superior se toma en el entrenudo que corresponde a la hoja más 7 y el brick inferior se toma en el segundo entrenudo sobre la superficie del suelo. El índice de madurez es la relación entre el brick superior y el inferior expresado en porcentaje. Por ejemplo, si el brick superior es 18 y el inferior es 20, el resultado expresado en porcentaje sería de 90%. Para que una caña se considere madura, el resultado debe estar entre el 85% y el 100%. Análisis de la caña a nivel de laboratorio. Con este método, es necesario colectar muestras de tallos de caña para extraer el jugo. Luego se analiza en el laboratorio para determinar el pol, pureza y Brix. El pol es el contenido real de sacarosa presente en el jugo y es determinado a través de un polarímetro. La pureza aparente se refiere a la relación entre el pol y el Brix del jugo expresado en porcentaje. Una caña lista para cosechar debe tener valores entre el 81% a 100% de pureza. Entre más cerca al 100%, más azúcar se recupera. Una vez determinada que la caña está madura, se procede a la cosecha. Se recomienda realizar la quema en horas que presente el menor riesgo a quemas accidentales. Sin embargo, la cosecha en verde es lo ideal. El corte de la caña se debe realizar al ras del suelo, para aprovechar los entrenudos inferiores donde se encuentra la mayor concentración de azúcares. De este modo, aumenta la producción y el rendimiento de azúcar por acre. La caña debe acomodarse en bultos para facilitar el alce y minimizar el porcentaje de materia extraña, tierra. El bulto debe ser del tamaño del agarrón de la alzadora para evitar el uso del empujador o piler. El despunte debe hacerse en una altura adecuada para así eliminar los entrenudos superiores inmaduros, al igual para no dejar caña moledera en la punta. La caña debe de estar lo más limpio posible, libre de hojas, raíces o lodo, conocido como materia extraña. La cosecha se puede realizar de tres maneras: cosecha manual, semi-mecanizada o mecanizada. Cosecha manual, corte y alce manual, jarochado. Cosecha semi-mecanizada. Corte manual. Se acomoda en bultos que posteriormente son alzados al camión o tráiler por medio de máquinas alzadoras. Cosecha mecánica. Este ha tomado auge. Es la cosecha utilizando las máquinas cosechadoras. También reduce el costo total de la cosecha. La caña debe ser cosechada y entregada al ingenio lo más pronto posible a partir de la quema. Debe ser a menos de 36 horas para asegurar la mejor calidad. Durante el transporte del cañal al ingenio, se recomienda asegurar bien la carga usando varias fajas o cadenas para evitar la caída de caña durante el transporte. Al momento de registrar su viaje en la caseta, asegúrese de recibir su boleto del oficial encargado para que su producción se registre en el sistema de información de la industria. Estimado cañero o cañera, implementando mejores prácticas en la cosecha y transporte de la caña de azúcar para maximizar la producción de azúcar y de la mejor calidad posible. Este resultará en una industria eficiente, de menor impacto al ambiente y sustentable, asegurando mejores ingresos para todos, y así mejorar la calidad de vida de las familias. Una industria impactando la vida de todos.
You have an 8-cylinder powerful engine disguised as an aluminum alloy that spins at 8,000 revolutions per minute.
Goes like this. You think it's a turbo?
No, with a cleaning of injectors and a change of oil, you will run more efficient, my friend.
For those who understand the engine like it talks to you, we speak machine. Rush France, making the world function. Authorized agent, German Vega & Sons. Telephone number 322-3625. Email germanvega@btl.net.
Everyone needs a getaway. Why not make it in your own backyard? Learn the history of your old capital. Or venture out on a road trip to experience the village life and be captivated by nature's wildlife, culture, and food. Belize, where you can discover how to be a Belizean traveler.
Bienvenidos de vuelta, compañeros. Son las 8:06 aquí con el señor Robert Chequi Osha hablando acerca de un tema que es bastante, pero súper importante. And good morning and welcome back to the Sugar City Morning Show. I'm here with my co-host, Mr. Robert Chequi Osha, and we have received a couple of messages.
Yeah. Morning. Belizeans need to open their eyes and go to the ICJ so this can be settled and both countries will have more respect for each other.
That's one point of view.
And the next one is seen here. I think this one pertains to Guatemala. You say they must have some kind of document for them to feel that bold to claim part of our country. We cannot be ignorant and careless about this.
That's a valid point, a very valid point. You're thinking, and you know something, that was one of the questions that I shared with my brother when he was alive. And I go like, well, then what is encouraging them to go to the ICJ? But remember what I told you a little while ago, that it was political suicide for any government to announce that they were respecting the independence of Belize and that they were abandoning the claim. Whew! That's political suicide in Guatemala.
That never happened
You're killing yourself.
President Serrano too?
Yes, it happened. He recognized independence, but it has. But you ask Jimmy right now if he respects the independence of Belize. He doesn't.
Jimmy got a different perspective, but not right now.
You know what I mean? So what happens is, ladies and gentlemen, that they would prefer somebody else to do that proclamation, for a court to do that proclamation. What can they possibly have, ladies and gentlemen? But they're basing all their claim on one thing, the 1859 treaty.
Mm-hmm. What is the
1859 treaty clearly says, and I have a copy of the 1859 treaty, it's just that I don't have it here with me, but I have read it enough times to be able to tell you that it clearly stipulates the boundaries between Belize and Guatemala. It clearly says from this point to this point, to the west of it, to the east of it is Belize, and to the west of it is Guatemala. It clearly says that, and the important thing is that it is not conditional. In other words, there is nothing that says, and there was a little section there about a road, but the treaty never did say that if you never build the road, that the boundaries were not to be respected. Hell no, it did not say that. It was not a conditional treaty. It was a treaty that was agreed on by both, that from here on, the boundaries shall be this and this and this. And let me tell you one thing. International law has its own rigors and its own little nuances and everything. And one of the things that encourages us as a country to go forth to the International Court of Justice is the following. If there is a treaty, in this case 1859 treaty, that stipulates the boundaries of a country, and it is clearly said that even if that treaty is found to be null and void 50 or 75 years afterwards, the boundaries stipulated in that treaty shall remain. Very simple. Clear, clear, clear. So you might wonder, well, how is it that Guatemala don't know this?
Or they play like they don't know.
Can it be that they play like if they don't know? This is international law. This is international law.
And they need to respect that.
And of course they need to respect that.
This person sent a text and says, and the group that keeps going to Star Stone need to relax until this matter is settled, because it's not right to involve politics. This is our land.
Well, that reference is made directly to Will Mejia and the crowd. They're told, chill. We don't want no confrontation at this point. Shadi said it very clearly yesterday. We're too much of a small and weak country to have a confrontation with Guatemala. Not that we're not being patriotic. Hell no. But we have to be real, and we have to be realistic. That we don't want to get into no confrontation with Guatemala.
But
that's what Guatemala, it is just on our side, and while we have a confrontation,
they provoke you.
Provoke me, and like your grandmother said, déjalo, se va a cansar. That's the correct way to treat them, because if you have a confrontation with them, then they will turn things around and say, you see Belize right there? Because they're like that, son mentirosos. Y van a poner a Belice mal como si fuera Belice que lo está haciendo mal. Sugar City Morning Show, buenos días.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yo soy Wilfredo.
Ondale, Wiwi, ¿cómo estás?
Bien, bien. Oye, esta cosa de Guatemala nos quieren hacer bullying, porque saben que tienen una militar grande, una población grande. ¿Por qué no le dicen a México devuélvenos a Chiapas? Si Chiapas era propiedad de Guatemala antes, pero saben que no pueden con los mexicanos.
Mexico strong.
Por eso es que vienen aquí a fregar con un pobre país chico como nosotros. Allá ellos tienen un caso para pedir ese terreno de Chiapas. Y si se basa en la doctrina de uti possedetis, no tienen nada, porque España nunca ejerció un segundo atómico sobre el territorio beliceño.
Muchas gracias.
En un día hay 86.400 segundos atómicos. Y nunca ejerció Guatemala ni España un segundo atómico sobre Belice. Ellos no tienen nada que reclamar. Nosotros tenemos todo para ganar en la Corte Internacional, porque le van a decir a Guatemala, mira, esa frontera se tiene que demarcar para que su gente dejen de estar entrando en nuestro territorio causando problemas. ¿Qué hace un chamaco de 14 años dentro del territorio beliceño?
Gracias.
Y lo matan. Ese chamaco debía de estar en la escuela, no ser un criminal internacional violando un territorio donde él no debe de estar.
Gracias.
En cuanto a lo de Sarstún, eso solo es un red herring que están usando ellos para provocarnos, porque ellos saben que nosotros no les vamos a hacer una confrontación. Belice invierte más dinero en educación que Guatemala. Ellos invierten en armas. Y si los gobiernos guatemaltecos desde 1966 han matado como 300,000 guatemaltecos, la mayoría indígenas, no quieren a su propia gente. Son cosas que tenemos que considerar.
Sí.
Por eso necesitamos demarcar la frontera, ir a la corte y resolver esta cosa pacíficamente.
Ir a la corte y luego demarcar la frontera, porque el veredicto de la corte nos va a dar la capacidad de demarcar nuestra frontera.
Sí, y otra cosa, Manín, si Guatemala vota no, nosotros vamos a ir y votar sí, para ir a la corte, porque eso nos da autoridad moral en el mundo. We'll have global standing. If we vote yes and Guatemala votes no. The only way I see to resolve this referendum is going to the ICJ in Den Haag.
Thank you. Buen punto, buenos puntos, dijo. Pues de nuevo hizo referencia, he made a reference to What is it that Guatemala has? What is encouraging them to go?
Like somebody text earlier, maybe they got some document.
Well, uti possidetis not igode no way. Uti possidetis is a concept that is used. And that if Guatemala belonged to Spain, and because Spain owned supposedly all of the area in Guatemala, that when Guatemala got its independence from Spain, that Guatemala inherited everything that belonged to Spain. That is the concept. But Spain never owned nothing near Belize. They never put foot there. So how the hell they will inherit that as well? Sugar City Morning Show, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. A while ago, you mentioned that the people supposed to desist from going to the Sarstoon. You have a thing that's called occupation. We need to occupy a territory so that we say it is ours. What happened right now? The Guatemalans are occupying the territory. The Guatemalans fish way into Belize. And our forwarding base, we do nothing for it. You know what I mean? They go way up, and there is evidence.
I understand that perfectly, sir.
Hold on. Not only from Wilmehia, but even from fisheries, right? That the Guatemalans are going to our waters and fish. Right now we have a problem with sharks. This past month that went by, a lot of sharks were fished by Guatemalans, not Belizeans. No, there's a big problem with that too, because the Guatemalans, the whole fishing permits in Belize. So that's why politicians, they come in, right? I'm generalizing politicians. I'm not saying which politician. I say the government of the day and the government that went out gave these people permission to come and fish in our waters. And then Guatemalans, we need to stop it, right? And then Belizeans, we need to be conscientious that even we as Belizeans, not because we're a few dollars more, we're going to get permits for these people to come and fish in our waters. We're destroying our seas. We're destroying the seas, right? Now, for this Easter, you can imagine how much yachts went to the islands here in Belize, and they're claiming the islands as theirs. So you need to occupy. You need to occupy. So if you go to the IC, they say we're occupying. We're there. We're visible. We're not invisible. We need to be visible. So we need to continue going to the Sarstoon and let us be visible. We are not aggressive to nobody. The one that aggressive are the Guatemalans. You can see we go without even a penknife in our pockets, and you can see how the army, the Guatemalan army, are they're armed to the teeth, right? And you can see the position they're in the boats, so they're kneeling with the guns at the ready. I mean, come on, to simple Belizeans, we don't even carry a knife in our pockets. Right? So we need to continue to show our presence there so that we can be visible. We can be occupying our territory. We need to occupy our territory. So not let us discourage people from going there. We need to continue going there. And we won't aggress anybody. We need to continue go and show the Belizean people that they are interested in our land. That's our territory.
Thank you.
The Guatemalan territory. So that's what you said, that we're supposed to desist from there. I think you were wrong. We need to show our presence there. We need to insist that this is our land. We need to occupy.
Carla, tell me something, Carla.
Yes.
The way the Guatemalans are behaving when the Belizeans are going to the Sarstoon, is it safe for Belizeans to go there?
It is. It is safe. Once, let me tell you something. I've been there several times, right? What they do, they don't want you to pass through the river. But if we insist, they make you pass. But they escort you. They have a boat escort you to wherever you want to go, right? But you take a risk that while going into the river, that there is no Belizean armed forces present that they can do you something. But they do not stop you. They try to discourage you from going through, right? They put their boat in, but then they say it is a area of dispute. But because it's an area of dispute, they are manning the area. What happened to our armed forces? We need to man our area too. So if it's an area of dispute, how can we permit these fisher people to come into our waters and fish? I mean, you have evidence. I mean, the media has been there. You have photographs. So you have to give kudos to Will Mejia. He's a great man. Because of Will Mejia, we know a lot of things are happening over there. Will is a man that has agallas, that they call in Spanish, right? Cojones. That man is a man that loves his country. And I think he would do anything to continue going to the Sarstuna. He would never stop. Right? Even he told me even risking his life, he would still go. And I would be with him too. We need to occupy, we need to show our presence in the Sarstoon. Not only a little forward operating base, because they do nothing more than put the grass over their eyes and see, oh, they're about to come in. No, we need to show our presence. And we need to encourage more people to go there. Make more excursions that go there. We're not aggressing them. We're going to know our territory. Thank you very much.
Thank you, too. This brings back a topic of discussion.
It does.
You know what I mean? Now, I am encouraged by my patriotism, my nationalism, and everything to say, well, tell you what, half of the Sarstoon is ours, half of it, so I should have a right to bloody go there if I want to.
Yep.
Why not?
But maybe we need more security on our side, just like all the Guatemalans have this.
But, como decía mi abuela, ¿por qué rascarle el rabo al tigre? Porque es que considerando la situación actual, precaria, hasta cierto punto peligroso, ¿por qué correr riesgos? Si es que entre un par de años o 5 años podemos asentar todo este asunto pacíficamente sin pérdida de vida. Es un pensamiento que te tienes que acomodar a él al principio, porque no te dices, no, porque al final del día yo soy beliceño y eso es Belice y tengo todo el derecho de ir. Claro que sí, lo tienes. Claro que todos tenemos y debemos. Pero si estás corriendo riesgo, y si es que al final del día, animado por una esperanza de poder asentar este asunto, ¿por qué arriesgar tu gente? ¿Por qué arriesgar tu familia? Tú yendo allá. Que piensen que lo tienen. Que lo piensen. Por eso es importante ir a la Corte Internacional de Justicia, que haga la proclamación, esto es, de nuevo confirmando el Tratado de 1859, que dice claramente, el Sarstoon, la mitad es de Guatemala y la otra mitad es de Belice. Y esta isla Sarstoon está dentro del territorio beliceño.
But if we go to this tour that this man is on in Petén, and this, we have something quoted here from the Prensa Libre, and the man started out very beautiful. He said Morales is touring the country to promote the ICJ referendum. He's quoted as saying, the message I send to Belize is that we have a neighbor who loves them and respect them. Wait, that a joke to you? Well, here
comes from a comedian.
Here we end with. He said we are fighting with Belize. We are claiming a historic.
We are fighting for Belize?
Yes, we are not fighting with Belize. Right? We are not fighting with Belize. We are claiming a historic right. We have the right to claim what belongs to us.
And claiming a historic right isn't fighting. That's a contradiction.
He said we have a good relationship with Belize, politics and diplomacy. We are fighting for what is ours, the territory.
Oh, that's a pile of garb.
That's quoted from the president of Guatemala.
That comes from a comedian.
But he's the president.
Regardless, it's a pile of
This is diplomacy, Manuel.
No, that's not diplomacy. That's a pile of garbage.
Somebody say one question. Is the Belize Defense Force still have the observation post at Cadenas? Because they pass every week through the Stars Tune. And this next one says here, checks the borderline passes south of the island. We own more than half of the Sarstone River. People have...
You are right, and I said that. I just want you to don't want you to think that I didn't say that. This is the island, and the Sarstone runs, the point runs to the bottom, not the one to the north. So the island is within Belizean territory. I agree with you. And the reference I made was for the southern part of the Sarstone. So I apologize if I did not clarify that, but yes, you were right. But it says very clearly, ladies and gentlemen, that this is the boundary. Guatemala was not coerced into signing that treaty by anybody. It was not a treaty of appeasement. It was definitely a treaty signed by Sugar City Morning Show. Good morning.
Emanuel, yo estoy de acuerdo bien, pero se necesita estar yendo allá para tener pruebas para presentar ahí cuando se vaya en este caso. ¿Sí me entendiste, verdad, Emanuel?
Sí.
Bueno, gracias.
Ándale. O de nuevo, el tipo de igual. Y no estoy en ninguna posición para entrar en discusión con ellos, porque eso es su forma de pensar, eso es su patriotismo, su nacionalismo. Y pues, ¿por qué apaciguar eso? Pero al final del día, como digo, a mí me costó, porque como dije hace ratos, a veces escuchaba yo el retórico del señor Cedi, le quería dar un golpe en la cabeza. Porque digo, bueno, ¿tú te lastimaste de golpearse la cabeza o qué? Pero me costó entender, compañeros, de que a ese nivel, y repito, a ese nivel de discusión como ministro encargado de Relaciones Exteriores, de que esa postura es lo necesario tomar, porque tienes que ser pacífico. Sugar City Morning Show, buenos días.
Chucky, in response to the text of that, the question was, do the BDF still have outposts at Arena? Yes, they do. And whenever they have a change of guard, they are escorted by the military, by the Guatemalan military to the post, right? Like I said previously, you can traverse the Sarstone, but they escort you through. They may be 100 meters behind you on your boat, and have very fast boats. So yes, they have an outpost there, but when they go, they don't go freely. They are escorted by the Guatemalan Armed Forces. As simple as that. They are controlling the river.
Do you view that as provocation, sir?
Yes. The Guatemala are provoking our armed forces because
well, that's what it's meant to do, to provoke you.
Yes, exactly. That's right. But we are passive people. So when we go there, we go calm. Like I previously said, we go very calmful. They are the ones that are aggressive. We are not the aggressors. When you go there, you go peacefully. So yes, the question is yes, the military still has a base there.
So when you go there,
in fact, let me tell you something. They had a police station there that's very dilapidated. I can send you some pictures of it. They only have a frame now.
But when you go there, do you get assistance from the Belize Defense Force as well?
Negative. You have what they do now. If you want to go there, you need to report. You need to report to the outpost where you're going. That's about it. And they try to discourage you. I'm going to the Sarstone, and they try to discourage you. So it makes no sense to go and report. Because they don't give any assistance. Nothing. They try to discourage you instead of helping you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you too.
We'll go for a final break at the morning.
Yeah, let's go on a final break. It's 29 minutes before 9 o'clock. Heated, because we're getting a lot of texts and calls. And believe me, I think that this encourages us to bring back Willie Old Book and shake off the cobweb and begin to go on an informational campaign and bring more people so that we can inform the people and educate so the time comes we can make informed decisions. Let's go on that break.
Maintaining steadiness, consolidating stability, advancing growth.
In the Capital 3 budget, provisions of over $43 million have been made to finance the following key infrastructure projects. Continuation of the upgrading of the Hummingbird Highway, $11 million. Continuation of the Belize Southside Poverty Alleviation Project, $4 million. Commencement of work on the upgrading of new sections of the George Price Highway, including the construction of a new double-lane bridge at Roaring Creek, $13 million. Commencement of work on the upgrading of a new section of the Philip Golson Highway, $5 million. Commencement of work on the new Airport Link Road, joining the access road to the PGIA, joining that with the Western Highway, $3 million. Commencement of work on the new Hallover Bridge, $3 million. And commencement of work on phase 1 of the Caracol Road project, $4 million. In addition, provision of $9.5 million has also been made for projects in the education and health sectors and towards our vaunted poverty alleviation programs. Mr. Speaker, I should point out that as we have done in all the years since taking office, we will again be financing our capital program wholly from concessional sources provided by our international development partners. We will not be borrowing any funds on commercial terms. These are the investments that will continue the transformation and continue to bring the jobs to lower even more the unemployment rate and lift lives and the economy.
The government of Belize, moving Belize forward.
Before we signed up for DigiNet, things at home were a bit...
Mom, I'm just hugging up the internet. Fix it.
chaotic when it came to the internet. But since we signed up for DigiNet, fiber optic internet for your home, everything has been going awesome. Everyone can be online at the same time, consistent and reliable speeds, no more fighting for internet. It's a mother's dream. It's so affordable. I got a 20 megabyte plan for only $169 monthly. Plus, it comes bundled with a free postpaid plan and free home phone service. We're saving over $200 monthly. It's an unbelievable deal. Perfect for families. Trust me. Visit your nearest BTL office and ask about DigiNet today.
Now available in San Pedro, Northside Belize City, Ladyville, and Belmopan. Coming soon to Orange Walk.
Give me the real milk, the number one milk, Dano milk, then love Dano milk. You can whip it scream for Dano milk, it is real, yes, Dano milk, then love Dano milk. All over Cayo and in San Pedro, Dano milk, then love Dano milk. Dano milk in the morning, Dano milk in the evening, Dano milk. Give me Dano milk. Up north in Corozal, supermarket and them all. Dano milk, then love Dano milk. All over this land and in Belmopan, yes, Dano milk. Give me Dano milk. Say in Dangriga, down south in Fiji, Dano milk, then love Dano milk. You can hear this talk. Cause it's in Orange Walk, yeah, Dano milk. I love Dano milk. Dano milk powder, probably the best milk powder in the world. Dano.
The San Ignacio-Santa Elena Bypass Project is now complete. The transformation began in 2012, and now residents of the Twin Towns and visitors alike are enjoying the end result. Works include the full pavement of Lamalus Boulevard, along with 2 miles of sidewalks and drainage, LED lighting, and a roundabout at the entrance of Santa Elena. The Twin Towns now boast the longest and widest bridge in Belize, immune to flooding from the occasional rise in water levels of the McCall River. A bypass road was also built linking the new bridge to Joseph Andrews Drive, which was rehabilitated, as well as 1 mile of pavement a median, and 2 miles of sidewalks and drainage. This was all done to the tune of $34.8 million. But that's not all. The project was extended due to savings from the successful execution and implementation of the initial scope of works. Now over 2 miles of additional roadworks will commence, including George Price Avenue, Liberty Avenue, and the George Price Highway between Three Flags and Hawksworth Bridge. The government of Belize, moving Belize forward.
Bienvenidos de vuelta, compañeros. Welcome back to the Sugar City Morning Show. It's 23 minutes before 9 o'clock. And during the break, Checky and I were talking about, we would like, in fact, that we will be bringing a guest sometime later this week or perhaps early next week. Somebody who is very, very well versed about this and who can give us this bipartisan look, you know, and non-political bipartisan look at this thing, because this transcends politics, ladies and gentlemen. We should not be towing party lines when it comes to national issues like this one, and I believe that this is where. And this is when my brother distinguished himself. And I'm not singing his praises just for nothing. I'm simply telling you the truth, that he was one of those who was nationalistic and patriotic in whatever he did. And he put, above everything else, he put Belize first. Yeah. Above party politics. He put Belize first. And he carried that all the way through to his death, you know?
Yeah, true.
You know, but and I learned from him. I learned a lot from him, and one of the things that I can clearly remember is he telling me we should not be afraid of going to the ICJ. The ICJ is the only and last resort that we have, because we don't want to pass on these problems to our sons and our daughters, and to their sons and to their daughters. For God's sake, it's been with us for too long. Let's get rid of this so that both countries can truly live together in peace.
The direction and the decision of their future is now.
Is now, yes, is now. When we are in the thick of things. Yeah. Because a lot of people would say, oh, we don't have a good ICJ, but all you're doing is you're passing on the problem to your kids and to your country. Because you might say it's not your problem.
Or you don't bother me.
But that's only seeing it as far as your nose. Because at the end of the day, who is your neighbor? Guatemala is your neighbor. And Guatemala is not respecting the boundaries that we have. So it is our problem. It is our problem, believe me. So make no boss fool you. This is our problem.
We got two text messages here.
Tell me.
Like I said, was a GOB is fearing to cause war because of what is happening at the borders. We need to build a wall like US, like Egypt, like China, and other nations. Well, and then this next one say, what if both countries decide to go to the ICJ? We go to the ICJ, and I'm sure that Belize will come out successful and will win. But what if Guatemala doesn't respect the decision of the ICJ?
Well, the big thing is that was one good question you're thinking. The thing is that I question that, and my brother would normally tell you, well, we have the capacity to draw then from the United Nations Security Forces. Very simply. The United Nations Security Forces would then be called upon to enforce if Guatemala is reluctant to comply. You see, what the ICJ would do is would give us the right to put upon a wall if we want. Because it will give us, we're not going to be putting up our sovereignty for judgment. We are going to be confirmed, that we're going to be confirming our sovereignty.
Yeah.
Because we're not fooling, you know.
Remember the people that claim something that is ours.
We're not fooling. We don't do really homework.
We know the government no claim that is ours.
It is a confirmation of our sovereignty, and I'd like to share that. It's a confirmation of our sovereignty, not a question of our sovereignty. So when the time comes, and we feel pretty sure that this ICJ is going to rule in our favor and say, tell you what, Belize, confirmed, this is your boundary. According to international law, this is your boundary. Guatemala, you need to respect this. So we then could do what we want. We could put up a chain link fence if we want. And a lot of people say, well, we can't do it. Why we can't do it right now? Yeah, we could do it right now. But patience, Babali, patience. Why? Como dicen, ¿por qué rascar el rabo al tigre? Just barely patience.
You'll catch her.
You'll catch her. But just go and be patient. And believe me, good things will come to those who wait.
Yeah, then President, and some of the big political people across Guatemala, then they will have to answer to for them people over there.
Yes.
Why
but then fortunately for them, they will obviously have gotten over the hurdle, and the president will be able to say, no fui yo, fue la Corte Internacional de Justicia. Así que a mí no me tienes que matar. No me tienes, ya me entiendes.
What's the general sentiment of the people in Guatemala City?
Les vale. A la gran cantidad de gente en Guatemala dice, en la ciudad dice, pero Belice es un país independiente, que siga siendo un país independiente. Simplemente son esos políticos y aquellas personas a quien consigue beneficio de estar ahí promulgando este caso, hablando la neta. ¿Ok? Que consiguen grandes cantidades de salarios, estar ahí juzgando y revolviendo esto. Pero, para la gran mayoría de gente, ellos saben que Guatemala es Guatemala y Belice es Belice. Punto. Y así debe ser. Si todos, no digo que he platicado con grandes cantidades de gente, pero he platicado con algunos de ellos y te dicen claramente, Belice es de Belice, Guatemala es Guatemala. Punto. Debemos aprender a respetarnos y vivir en paz. Es lo que queremos todos.
Yeah. On another note, Emmanuel, yesterday we reported that Evan Mose Hyde won as president of the Christian Workers Union, no? And there was speculations that the man, they set grounds for jumping up constituents in the city.
So do you have further news on that?
He said he's not for that.
Okay, he's not for that. Well, thank God.
Yeah, he's not for that. But
not because you're afraid for him, but Christ.
Yeah, he said he's not for that, you know. And he never I like how the man set up the things, because he said that they said that the other presidents, when they never get things done, he continue off on what they made do, what they left off. It's not like a...
Did you clear up the point about why is it that he was able to run for the the Christian Workers Union?
I never get the whole thing, Panawan.
Oh, you never get the whole thing.
I will try to.
Can I ask you to do that?
I will try to get it today.
Okay.
But Emmanuel, we understand that also there's a lot lots of conventions coming up. We understand it.
What type of conventions? Political conventions?
Yeah, for the People's United Party. We understand they will start as early as the 20th, which should be
the 20th of April is next weekend. They're going to be, I think...
This weekend coming, pa?
No. The following weekend.
Or the following weekend.
This weekend is the 15th.
Yeah, this weekend is the 15th, yeah.
Then the following Friday, I think, covers all Southwest for the People's United Party.
Yeah, but I understand.
And I think one every day up to the 23rd.
Yeah, but I understand that right here in the Orange Walk East, that things are getting heated because I understand they have 2 candidates in that area.
Candidates for whom?
For the People's United Party.
Oh, Christ, talk to me more.
Yeah, and you remember it's one current councillor after Orange Walk Town Council and the mayor of Orange Walk. The mayor of Orange Walk wants to put himself in Orange Walk East.
And is that confirmed?
Yes. And I understand. But remember, Joshua Carballo was there when he ran against Elodio Aragon. So we are rumors out there that he's claiming the victory in this town council election was because of him being in that area. So I understand that campaign started already. I'm not sure which one of them are campaigning, but I understand in Carmelita they had big campaign on Sunday.
Well, I gather as much, and I heard about it the very Sunday that there were a group of people who were in the vicinity of the supermarket, the store by the roadside.
That's in Carmelita?
That is in Carmelita, and there were at least maybe 20 to 25 people dressed in their blue attire, and that they were doing some campaign work. Now, you know Orange Walk people, I mean, call and tell you all these things that's going on, you know? And, but the point is that I'm trying to make is very simple. Some people, algunas personas logran lo que se ponen a hacer, no obstante el hecho de lo que están haciendo está mal, pero tienes que admirar su coraje y su valentía y su determinación por hacer las cosas. Que tan pronto, animados por su victoria en la última elección aquí, ya emprendieron a meterle gas a esta cosa. Compañeros, el futuro, el PUP tendrá que lidiar con ese asunto interno. Tendrá que haber una convención, si es que los dos se ponen fuertes, que tanto uno como el otro merece ser candidato, así que tendría que haber una convención. Convenciones por lo general no son buenos.
No, convention.
Por lo general. Porque tienden a dividir tu gente. Pero de una forma u otra tiene que suceder, a menos de que le den un bofetón a uno y le dicen cállate y vas a respetar lo que yo te digo, que es por lo general lo que sucede en ese partido.
Yeah, because people get hurted when conventions finish, but can't go all out.
Then thief, but right,
yeah.
You know, and he shall me win, and then humans as we are, we carry this rancor.
Yeah.
We carry this resentment towards that person. I said, me not going to vote. Well, all of that is.
Yeah. You can't say like sometimes, like the party or the political parties that I know this person could win, but the next one, like, he don't want to give up, man. Taterko. You don't want to give up, so it's hard for the party sometimes must just tell the people, hey, you know what? Step aside. You know, because figure you make.
Bam, step aside. Draw aside, Papa.
Yeah, you see what happened with Marcel Cardona in the East? And that hurt the UDP as well, because the man pulled a lot of support behind him.
Let's take this call. Sugar City Morning Show, good morning.
Good morning. Concerning the convention, right?
Yes, sir.
It is just a case of Gianni outmaneuvering Karim Musa. Remember that last year, he called the convention before it was due. Because he may want to be the leader, just in case he may lose big time. He was already the leader, and Karim down on the bow, he wrap it here, and the star right there say, we know the fight. If we make go to the town council's elections, right?
Are you still?
No.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Are you still convinced that Karim Musa presents a threat to John's leadership?
Of course.
Why do you say that?
Because look, them Musas, they know what power is and how they benefit or they enrich themselves from power. By Johnny know it too. That's why he no wants to cede the leadership of the PUP. And you could bet that Karim desperately wants to be the leader. He just play Passam, you know. Just play Passam.
Another question quickly.
Yes.
Another question. Do you think that Karim Musa is the only threat to John's leadership?
No. He's threatened all over. That is why he wants to consolidate and have his candidates will be loyal to him. So any future political thing will happen in the PUP.
For as much as Cordell seems to be bosom buddies with John, do you think that Cordell presents a threat to John's leadership?
No. The threat will come from Karim.
The threat will come from Karim.
Yes, because remember that Cordell and Johnny were allies in the G7.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And Musa, they can't forget that. But it's going to be interesting. It will be playing out, you know.
Well, I'm still going to ask you the question about Cordell later on. And, well, time will tell to answer that question. Thank you very much. A little contribution there from a caller who enlightened us with a little bit of information in regards to the political advances that John is doing in terms of the conventions.
Right.
Okay.
So, you know, they have two persons. Well, up to now, here about two persons. I don't know if other person will come forward, but we understand that.
I gathered that there was a person who was a political figure for the East, for the PUP, who was quite interested in running back again.
Yeah, I heard that name mentioned, but I don't really want to mention the name right now. But we understand that that person, they plan to come back.
Do you think that's at all possible?
Well, I understand that the farmer era representative for Orange Walk East under the People's United Party, the farmer, Mr. Dave Burgos, has the interest to go. I do not know if it's true.
So he is rumored to have been.
Yeah, but you know, Dave has been a strong leader in that area. He made it win big and so, right? But then, right now, I understand that, I'm not sure I understand the mayor put up a post and said that he's coming in the East. I don't remember exactly what the post said, but we understand that Joshua Carballo doesn't want to let it go that easy.
Well, make them quarrel a bit, and see who comes out the victor. We're not wanting to do with that.
Yeah, I understand the same thing is happening in Corozal as well with this gentleman Castillo. Remember Valdemar Castillo used to represent the area where Hugo Pat represents. I think that's Corozal North, right? And then, but he retired, so his son took over the reign. But I believe he lost 1 or 2 times, I'm not sure.
And this is the Hugo Pat section, Corozal North.
No, I understand that this person, Castillo, wants to go for the convention again, and they have 3 persons.
Do you know what Corozal Southwest, which area is the Corozal Southwest? Who runs in that area?
Corozal Southwest, make we look on the geographic side of it. If Corozal is at the center...
And if somebody can enlighten us and quickly call us, is that the area about Florencio Marin?
West should be around... because west is this way, right?
West is that way.
That way. So, okay. So that means Corozal Southwest. Well, then what will be Corozal Southeast?
I don't know if there's an extra area called Corozal Southeast.
Yes, we have the Southeast and the Corozal West. Because remember, we have that Sartaneja area all the way.
That would, if there is an east, that would be that area.
Well, I believe, the west supposed to be this area around where Dr. Campos represents.
Okay.
Around San Narciso area.
So that would be the area. Okay. All right.
Yeah. If we
well, I gather that convention is going to be next week Friday for Corozal Southwest.
And I believe
for the People's United Party. So fat chance they're going to win Dr. Campos.
Yeah. I understand that the People's United Party will not have any contested convention for the members that are already elected. They said that last election, but I'm not sure what's going to be their position this time. For the persons that
well, what if there is somebody who wants to run? So they'll just tell them, why, shut them out, keep quiet, bang.
Well, that was said when the last election was coming, but I'm not sure if that's going to be the same.
Behave.
Yeah. And Emmanuel, last week we never touch one story that we were supposed to touch, because it was a follow-up of what we were discussing when it comes to the guns and the illegal drugs. We were asking, where are these guns coming from? But we saw that that was a bus in Corozal coming in allegedly from the Mexican border with a amount of weed and a lot of ammunition. So we can see where some of them are coming from. Very incredible that they passed through the border and now we're in the Corozal area, the police catch them.
In the spare tire.
Yep.
They had the weed.
Yeah, they had the weed and the ammunitions. So we see where some of them are coming from.
What stops them? What is there in force, in place, to stop them from bringing in through the river? Nothing.
Nothing, yeah.
Nothing. I had a tractor now to pass around there.
Yeah. You remember one time I bust one dirt truck was going in the zone and come out, supposedly they bring out garbage. They knock down a lot of cigarette and beer amongst the garbage or so. Man used to dash things across the fence, the free zone. When they build up the fence high now, they knock one man one time because he walked behind a cantina, but he never realized that he's so tall. So when I see head to walk behind the cantina, I custom and catch the man. Because the man is tall. You know, I see the head from far. But the man, I don't think it's a joke about, you know. It's a serious thing. But we say where some of the ammunition they come from, Emmanuel. Right?
Yes, we know how the ammunition is coming from, and believe me, not that I want to throw stones at this moment, but yes, I'm going to say it. What the hell. What happens is that, man, you go to any party, you see Mexican beer.
Oh, yes.
You go to any place and you could get contraband cigarettes, shilling each, three for 50 cents, 2 for shilling, any way you want it. And you wonder, how is it possible that so much beer and cigarettes can be contrabanded into this country? And to think that the volume, I mean, hundreds of cases can just...
There are some connections there.
Big connections, believe me. Believe me, there are big connections. But we no one cast no aspersions by anybody. I'm just telling you that at the end of the day, people are watching. Okay?
All right, yeah.
Ya son las 9 de la mañana, compañeros.
Hope we can get confirmation from the fire department this morning, Emmanuel.
Let's go by there after the show and let's confirm that. And recordándoles de que este show se repite hoy por la noche a las 9 de la noche, pero de todas formas estaremos mañana con ustedes. Un gran gusto de haber estado en su grata compañía. Y Chequi, thank you very much. Al equipo de producción, muchas gracias. Y aquí enviándoles atentos saludos a todas las personas que cumplen años hoy, especialmente a mi hermanito Mickey, que cumple años hoy, y a todas las demás personas que cumplen años, deseándote todo lo mejor. Mucha salud, muchas fuerzas, Muchas bendiciones. Ok, compañeros, este show se repite, como dije, hoy a las 9. Estaremos de vuelta de todas formas con ustedes mañana a la misma hora. Pero si lo quieres ver durante el curso del día, simplemente entras en tu Wi-Fi, en tu internet, y entras a YouTube. Y ahí simplemente teclas Sugar City Morning Show para la fecha que quieres ver, porque está archivado todo ahí dentro. Y simplemente es lo que tienes que hacer y vernos. Y donde sea en el mundo que pudiera estar alguien, simplemente tienes que entrar en YouTube y ver nuestro programa. Así de facilito. Compañeros, mi nombre es Emmanuel.
I am Robert Cheque Usher, and if the good Lord so will, we will be right back right here tomorrow. Sopa, hasta mañana.
Until we meet again. Hasta luego. Cuídense mucho.
Sugar City Morning Show.
When it comes to running my business, I have to ensure that my office is always connected and that my service is the best. This is exactly what I need from my internet provider at my home also. That's why I chose Diginet. It's fast, reliable, and most importantly, it's affordable.